Hello. Hello, good morning. Good morning, nerds and cockroaches both. Hello. Hello. कैसे हो? कैसे हो? My voice is heavy because I'm still tired from yesterday. I realized I'm an old man, guys. I Yesterday was a big test for me and my endurance, honestly. But I'm glad I lasted. Mm. Went to the protest at Jantar Mantar, and I was there all day from 10 in the morning till it ended at 3:30. and a little bit more than that because I was like hanging around talking to people, etc. So yeah, today I was thinking I wanted to process this a little bit with you. So usually I do like these FAFO streams with members, but yesterday I met a fellow cockroach who is also a member, by the way. And they were like, "Ki, sir, I have an advice to give." I'm like, what? It's like, listen, I know you want more members and want more things and people to be in your community, etc. But please, can you also do some public streams? Because some of his friends are also cockroaches, and they're like, "Ki, we don't have the money to become members. So, can you, if you meet him, can you please ask him sometimes do some public streams also?" And I felt like, yeah, I should. So here is how it is going to go now, friends. I am going to talk to anybody who is here right now, right? And then 40 minutes into the stream, 45 minutes into the stream, this is going to become members only. So it's going to be half and half. So usually I do these FAFO streams to give people updates on what I'm doing, my plans, because I'm embarking on a giant project, which is the Independence. तो उसमें क्या हो रहा है, क्या research चल रहा है, team में क्या चल रहा है, all the things. And plus I do some vichar vimarsh with them, some processing. So I thought I can do that with you today. And I usually do these in the morning. So it was nice. It was nice. I like to do morning streams also because I think better in the morning. I've realized this about myself. So and there are a lot of people who watch it later also. It's okay. Mm. Why did they back down? Yes, here is the thing, how it's going to go, friends, is that I know you have a lot of questions. I have a lot of things to say. We are going to make a little bit of a mind map while we answer these questions also. So Cockroach Janata Party did a protest. What, why, and how is the three things that we are going to talk about today. And of course, I'm going to take all of your questions. My thought also was that by bahut conspiracy theories are going on, okay, and because I wouldn't say I'm in the inner circle of CJP now, or like the committee or whatever. I have distanced myself, but at the same time I'm talking to a lot of people who are in the decision making of the CJP, how they are thinking, what is going on. So I thought I should do the kind service of putting some conspiracy theories to rest. Yes. Because पता है ना, कल हुआ प्रोटेस्ट, आज गोदी मीडिया टूट पड़ेगा नहीं, एक्चुअली नहीं टूट पड़ेगा, पता नहीं, like I mean, like people are like asking all sorts of wild questions to me. Even at the site they were asking all sorts of wild questions. But yeah, I know you had a lot of questions. I was there, so I would be happy to answer. Happy to answer. Arey, Project Tayang, good morning, good morning. Kaise ho, kaise ho? How are you doing? How are you doing? Did you speak with Dipke? I wasn't able to because he was surrounded by a mob and it was very hot and I'm an old man. So I was like, should I make the effort to go to the stage? I was like, no, बाद में मिलेंगे, protest के बाद. But then after the protest, he left because he almost fainted, honestly, on stage. It was really worrying to watch that because you do realize that Abhijit came in a 20-hour flight, landed at the Delhi airport in all this attention, by the way. Then he went from Delhi airport to the Jantar Mantar site directly, and then people were just mobbing him all the time, right? It must be extremely overwhelming, I can imagine. I didn't think he also thought about it. But then jet lag tha, खाना नहीं खाया था. He ate something on the side very quickly. It was 42 degrees yesterday in the hot ass sun. And plus he was wearing double t-shirts. I was like, bro, एक और t-shirt क्यों पहन लिया उसके ऊपर? Someone from Sikkim drove down and threw him an India t-shirt. Okay. And he wore it on top of the t-shirt he was already wearing. And then, yeah, it must be a hot box after a point. I don't think he had the time to think about what was happening. So around 3:30, I think he started getting I guess tired, and also like he was almost. I mean, you can imagine what will happen. I think the jet lag also hit, so then they called off the protest and rushed him off stage. And उसमें भी guys इतने insensitive लोग हैं ना हमारे यहाँ पे. I was so annoyed because I was watching that and they were taking him away and all the things, and poor guy is almost like, "Oh, please जाने दो, I can't anymore." And they're like shoving mics in their faces and like कि हाँ आप आगे क्या करने वाले हो, अब धर्मेंद्र प्रधान रिजाइन नहीं करेगा तो क्या करोगे आप अभिजीत, हाँ क्या करोगे आप क्या. And then some guy tried to get into the car that he was in. And he's like, please जाने दो मुझे. And I was like, नहीं मुझे भी आना है. I'm like, अरे but who the fuck are you? Like, it was wild. Finally he went. Again, I didn't expect to meet him, but I think he's not in Delhi anymore. I'm not sure about his movements, but I'm sure he'll come back. So I will probably meet him after he comes back. Also, next Saturday they have called another protest. So I'll be going for that also for a few hours at least. And if you want to come, you can come along. I've realized it's a great meetup point. Nord Army, if you want to meet me, come to the protest. I realized Jantar Mantar is actually a great meetup point. It's going to be hot. Bottle leke aana. I think I saved a few lives yesterday, okay? I was carrying first aid kit. I was carrying 2 bottles of ORS and I was carrying extra ORS also. So सौरभ दास को चिल्ला चिल्ला के मैंने ORS पिलाया. फिर बहुत लोगों को और भी pig human, everybody who was like just running around like crazy and working there, उनको भी ORS पिलाया. There were 2 aunties who were extremely dehydrated, उनको भी ORS पिलाया. कुछ लोगों को मैंने थोड़ा सा सेवा किया कल मैंने, right? And also like I was also being very vigilant yesterday, so I gathered some people around and told them कि, you know, like if you spot any suspicious elements, please let me know. And then they did. So then I went and spoke to them also, and like we kind of managed to do some amount of crowd control. At least I tried what I could. And of course spoke to a lot of people. बहुत सारे लोगों ने bites भी लिया मेरा. Um, how do you summarize the whole protest? What action do you expect from the government? Okay, here's the thing, right? Why does one protest at all? I think let's just start with that. No, why did it happen? Why does one protest at all? And notice that I have put this protest thing in, right? One thing I think which is very important to point out is that every protest is about expressing solidarity. Chat, तुमको पता है ना solidarity क्या होता है? उतना तो पता होगा. It is this feeling that you are not alone, that someone else who is facing the same problems that you are facing is also with you when you are complaining about that problem, when you are dissenting, when you are talking about things. One of the beautiful things when you attend a protest, यहाँ पे chat, how many of you have gone to a protest? Please say hi. It's important, right? You know, you need to understand why protests happen, why they are important also. Sure, the demand might be for Dharmendra Pradhan to resign, but the protest itself is important, the activity. Hi, okay, a bunch of people have. Solid hand, ekdam kadak. Sakt and rarity means what? Solidarity, yes. A bunch of you have gone to protests, I can see. Oh, for Nirbhaya case, okay. Does BJP protest count? Okay. Hi, so a bunch of people have. Lian, Amnik. Never got the opportunity. Oh, Tayang hasn't got the opportunity. Okay. Aryan hasn't. Here's the thing. Why people need to go to more protests is because think about it this way, right? Like we are all living in a virtual world right now. I mean, all of us through our screens. We are not looking at the real world. Let's be honest. Like ये खिड़की भी बहुत कम खुलती है हमारी. Um, we are seeing a world from the perspective of someone else. Then the algorithm is showing us how showing you how the world is. It is not real. Let's assume. I know it's not real. Um, this whole party, quote unquote, ये क्या हो रहा है? Why is YouTube glitching so much? This party, this movement started virtually, not in the real world. It was a satirical thing that started and became something else. It became a vehicle for people to express their frustrations, and it became a platform, a pressure group. Okay. Started in the virtual world. Then everybody was asking, including me, कि ground पे क्या होने वाला है, right? So let's say it peaked at like the 22 million mark, the Instagram page. Everybody was like, oh my God, so many people, what is happening here? ये organic है नहीं है organic, organic है नहीं है organic. That is one thing. Then it's like, oh, इसको fund कौन कर रहा है? Oh, ये follow कौन कर रहा है? पाकिस्तानी है बांग्लादेशी है? पाकिस्तानी, of course. Then, oh, इसका founder कौन है? इसका co-founder कौन है? Who is behind this? Which is the mad genius doing this whole thing? Which parties are associated? Those were the questions coming up. Then Dipke basically announces कि चलो protest करते हैं Saturday को, right? And he announced it a few days ago, and it came out of nowhere, right? And I was like, I had almost written this off. I'll be honest with you, like, because I was like, oh, it's a virtual trend, and maybe it will die down unless there is like some organization effort put into it, right? The protests though changed it, because there is ground action. Like again, it was disorganized, completely disorganized. Let's not lie to ourselves. It came out of nowhere. A lot of people showed up. All the things happened, but everybody was curious to see, does the virtual world translate into real world? Do all of these 22 million people, कितने 2 crore ना, 2.2 crore people, do they come on the streets? एक तो men of what is it? Ye men of less faith. I was also asking the same question, to be honest. Does this end up in ground activity? It did though. I was very curious. I went to see it. I would say about 2,000 to 3,000 people showed up, and that's not a small number. Right? 2,000 to 3,000 people showing up in literally like crazy heat, 42-degree heat in Delhi to protest. Also in a protest which everybody was scared about. Listen, members, do you remember last week I asked you, should I go to the protest? And a lot of people said that, listen, it can get dangerous. There will be unruly elements in there. There will be people who will be trying to disrupt it, violent हो जाएगा, पुलिस आएगा, डंडा मारेगा, जेल में डालेगा, बस में भर के लेके जाएगा. All the things, all the fears, right? Everybody had those fears. I'll tell you, everybody had those fears. Like everyone who was with me, right? But at the same time, I wanted to see. This was one question I had, which is like, does a virtual thing translate into ground action? It was a purely curious exercise for me to begin with. And when I went there, what happened? So I reached at 10 with Dr. Medusa and Hamare Satvik ji were with us. When I reached there, there was sparse crowd. Let's put it that way. There were a lot of media. There was a lot of police, like excessive amount of police. The Jantar Mantar area was a complete fortress. Like there were 3 layers of barricades. The parking lots around the protest area were closed, by the way. I'm like, why would you do that? But then you know why they would do that. An inconvenience karna tha. So we parked the car somewhere far away and walked all the way to the protest site, jo bhi hai. Sparse crowd tha pehle, right? Godi media, fucking Godi media, was there in the beginning just to show that. 10 baje, like dot 10 baje pahunch gaye wo chomu log. और वो लेने लगे, हाँ हाँ कोई क्राउड ही नहीं है, कोई क्राउड ही नहीं है, न्या, 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 न्या। वो चलाने लगे, राइट, नो क्राउड नो क्राउड। ऑल्सो सॉरी, यहाँ से कोई कांग्रेस वाला है क्या? If you are a Congress supporter, please say hi. I have a complaint about your party, friends. I do. Riddhima, yeah, Riddhima was there. You watch Akash Banerjee's latest episode on CJP and what they need to do, like make them join the CJP who align with the same thought, resignation of education minister, even though it's from the BJP. I'll come to that. That is another question I have. So far, no reaction from government. Yes. Okay, there are a few people. Again, nothing wrong in supporting Congress or any party. I'm not here to judge that. But I do judge how they were behaving while this protest was going on, right? बहुत salty हो गए यार तुम्हारे पार्टी वाले, बहुत salty हो गए यार. What is this? Like, why are they like? I don't know to like. But बहुत salty हो गए. See, the thing is, what happened is that NSUI was also protesting on the side, right? And full kudos to them, right? I think Dipinder Huda got water cannoned and stuff also yesterday. It almost seemed like they were jealous that another faction, a non-party, non-political faction, was able to gather crowds and also protest. It almost seemed like that. I'm like, WTF, bro? Why you want to be that? Like, just keep quiet, no? Don't say anything. Don't say anything. But no. Chalu ho gaya. The second thing that they were bringing up, which I think is very important, कि permission कैसे मिला? Permission कैसे मिला? I think you guys must have that question also, right? Like, all of these protests that have happened earlier, the Delhi police has been very reluctant to grant permissions, and they come and do lathi charges and water cannon and whatever, and then send people to Talkotora Stadium or wherever far away bus mein bhar ke leke jate hain. Everybody has that question, and I agree with that. I am also a little stunned by how they got permission. Because, okay, I have a few theories. I don't know what they are thinking. I don't know what the police is thinking. I don't know what the administration is thinking. I don't know what Amit Shah is thinking. I also don't know what RSS is thinking about this, right? Or any other party. But I have some theories about this. One is, I feel like this protest acted as a pressure valve, right? I feel that the administration and the RSS also has realized that there is some real resentment brewing, like a very undercurrent of frustration and anger that is growing, right? And I think they are mortally afraid of what will happen if this comes out on the street in an uncontrolled fashion. Does that make sense? And that is why everybody is asking questions. Oh, ये Nepal type होने वाला है क्या? Bangladesh type या Sri Lanka type, whatever. Do you think our politicians didn't see that and उनकी फटी नहीं होगी? Like when you see कि some politician of their own level उनको नंगा करके दौड़ा के मार रहे उनको, do you think उनकी फटी नहीं होगी? Because honestly speaking, फटनी चाहिए, right? I think they're scared. And that is why they allowed this to happen. Think about it this way, right? Dipke, right from the beginning, was saying, first it was a satire website, right? Everybody was dismissing it, including myself. I was considering it as a satirical page, right? Then people came, they gave support, and they started believing it's a real party. Why did that happen? Why did a satirical party suddenly seem like a better party than actual parties? Because the reality is shit, no? Because all the parties right now are not representing you. Nobody feels like, why isn't any party like representing me or my needs or my wants? एक तो बीजेपी है जो सुनता ही नहीं है, दूसरा ऑपोजिशन है जो खरीदे जा रहे हैं, वो टूट रहा है. रीजनल पार्टीज आर डाइंग. ऑपोजिशन बचा ही नहीं है. ज्ञानेश अपना चोमुगिरी कर रहा है, इलेक्शन पे इलेक्शन हैक करे जा रहे हैं, वोट चोरी हो रहा है, ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है. एंड नाउ पीपल आर लाइक स्क्रू इट, हम ही करते हैं अभी, स्क्रू इट. एंड देन दिस कॉकरोच थिंग हैपेंड, which is, I think, very interesting also, right? Because being called a cockroach should be insulting, and it is. But people were like, actually, when you think about it, I do feel like a cockroach now, because the system has become like a rotten, whatever shitty thing, and we are just like pests who are like running around there in a swarm. तो चलो बाहर निकलते हैं as cockroaches. Chalo. Now, from the administration side, think about it. They would rather have a protest like this than a violent protest. Because if they shut this one down, it would have exploded. I have a feeling it would have exploded. So, from the administration side, they were in a hurry almost to let them protest. So, Dipke comes at 8. They took the permission to the airport. He didn't even have to go to the Parliament Street police station. You know why? Because Parliament Street police station, airport, Jantar Mantar, everywhere, some cockroaches were swarming there. And I am not kidding. I started going into that area at 7:30 in the morning. There was intense police presence वहाँ पे. Like barricade, groups of police and SSB and paramilitary forces were all deployed all across central Delhi. They were really scared this time. Right? And the worst thing is, even they had no idea how many people will show up. See, जैसे मैं क्यूरियोसिटी से गया ना उधर देखने के लिए कि कितना लोग आएगा भाई. They were also curious. I spoke to some people in the security forces, right? Like, of course, like off the record, right? And I was asking them, you know, how many people do you think will turn up? And they're like, sir, वही तो है ना. Like, we don't know. And that's why there is so many of us. Because 500 भी हो सकते हैं, 10,000 भी हो सकते हैं. अगर 50,000 हो गए तो, see, that is exactly it, right? So what they did was they let it happen. In the first half, let's say from 10 o'clock till around 1-ish, right? It was us. Influencers, media people, small YouTube channels, Instagrammers, all these people were just mulling around, talking to each other. जो भी straggling protesters थे, वो भी थे. We started doing content वहाँ से, right? You do realize what happened, right? That we started doing content, and then there was this crowd of people who were reluctant. They wanted to see कि क्या होने वाला है. Will they shut this down? Will some Hindutva goons come and beat people up? What will happen? And when they saw that actually they are letting this happen, that is when from around 1:30, the crowd surge started. I cannot tell you how many people started showing up. It was insane. Like, I mean, so I was there till like 1:30. Then I went out to eat something. And then I came back like an hour later. And it had completely changed. There was an insane amount of people suddenly who had shown up. There was a crowd surge. Right? I think they're scared. That's why. Letting it happen was very suspicious. Honestly, I don't think it is now. I don't think it is suspicious. I think this worked wonderfully as a pressure valve for them, because it was a controlled protest, non-violent protest, where people were swarming, doing their thing, and then they went home. It's great for them. Yeah? Resign karenge wo pata nahi. Right? Now they have called another protest 7 days later. Now that would be interesting to see. Now that this protest, I would call it a success, has been a success. And also, I saw some people in Tamil Nadu starting to organize. I saw some people in Nagpur trying to organize. I saw some people in Calcutta trying to organize and do their own little protest. One guy in New York was protesting, by the way. simultaneously, wearing a cockroach costume with 2, 3 friends. He was like protesting in, I think, Times Square or somewhere. This is going to spread, isn't it? This is going to spread. I can feel it now. I don't know if you feel it. I feel it. And I want it to spread. I see this as a good start. Agreed. आकृति एग्जैक्टली देखो सिनिकल होना बहुत ईजी है गाइस सिनिकल होना बहुत ईजी है यू कैन डिसमिस दिस यू कैन हैव योर ओन कॉन्स्पिरसी थियरीज कि कैसे हो गया हाउ डिड दे गेट परमिशन हाउ डिड दिस हैपन मे बी इट इज द सिंपलेस्ट एक्सप्लेनेशन इजंट इट that this works as a pressure valve for the government and also for us. So why don't we keep doing it? Yeah. I saw amazing paper masks. They were really creative. Yeah. Who did it work for? Who did it work for? What did you say? Who was scared? Oh, I'm talking about the administration. The administration is scared that this might turn into something else. This protest was a success both for CJP and BJP. NSUI lost in this one. For BJP, I wouldn't say it was like a complete success. There were people who came out and sort of see again. I keep going back to this, right? The one thing that BJP is extremely scared of is solidarity. What that means is that people will come together, regardless of caste, religion, language, region, whatever, and they will start talking about what affects all of us. When you say that you are a cockroach, what does it do to you? It turns you into a pest. But does that pest have caste? Does that pest have religion? What language does this pest speak? Doesn't matter. You're a cockroach now. It is a unifier. This one word that we are cockroaches is, you cannot understand the power of what this word has given to people, right? पहले तुमको लेबल करते थे वो लोग, right? तू लिबरल है, तू लिब्रांडो है, तू भक्त है, तू हिंदू है, तू मुसलमान है, तू ब्राह्मण है, तू दलित है, तू आदिवासी है. All those labels are like stuck on your head, right? Then you wear a cockroach mask. Then what? Then what? किसका पॉलिटिक्स चलेगा अभी? बताओ. जब तेरे चेहरे पे कॉकरोच का मास्क है लेबल्स नहीं दिखाई देते ना they're really scared of that also that there is an umbrella other than the BJP that people can gather under. It's nice. Were there women in the protest too? Yes, there were women in the protest as well. How will we organize this at a national level? Gaurav, from what I know, right now, so Dipke has done this. I feel like this was a pilot. I'm counting it as a pilot right now, right? And I think the pilot was successful. I think now they will sit down. When I say they, I mean the CJP ka committee, decision-making committee. That is also happening. They will sit down and they are in the process of drafting a manifesto, a list of demands, what this protest stands for. I believe there is a lot of work to be done on that end, and I have also offered my help if they need any sort of help figuring these things out and maybe drafting or anything of that sort. I would be happy to help. We should all sort of be happy to help and offer help when it comes to this part of it. Once that is done, once the foundation is made of what do we stand for, what is this, what is a cockroach, why are you so angry, all those things are answered, uske baad organization aega. Now, the way you organize is also important, right? What that means is that you have to find nodes all across the country in different cities. For example, यहाँ से दिल्ली से the committee will have to find a nodal point in Bombay, in Lucknow, in this city and that city. How do you do that? Now there is a giant list of members now, right? Do you pick from that? Do you call them up? What do you do? These are all questions to be answered. The second thing is, how do you activate that node, right? Enough to make them gather people around this, right? How do you send the message out? How do you tell people कि like 7 तारीख को हम protest करने वाले हैं? If you are someone who wants to protest, for example, under the CJP banner, anybody can protest under the CJP banner right now. It's just a banner. But how do you make sure that the protests that are happening in each city are sending out the same message? Otherwise, anybody can take up a CJP banner and go like, oh lol lol lol, ये देखो क्या reservation हटाओ under CJP banner. That can't work, right? Or they will be like, oh lol lol lol, Modi ji amazing, non-biological, declare him non-biological under the CJP banner. Can't, right? That is a big danger when it comes to organic movements like this. All of these things need to be thought through, right? And right now, I think there is a lot of thinking to be done. And I hope they do, honestly. Now, I genuinely hope that this becomes something. I genuinely hope they do it. I am full support. I'm like, whatever help you need, thinking through this, etc., I can help as well. Oh, look, for more ORS, good job. Thank you. Do you think opposition parties should have supported this more? Congress had raised questions about how they got easy protest permission. Wouldn't it be better if they support? I think most of the party people I spoke to were in wait and watch mode. Most of them, except Congress. Congress was being salty for some reason. Like, वो चुप बैठते, just देखते क्या हो रहा है, etc. But नहीं. They were like, और हमारा प्रोटेस्ट क्यों नहीं कवर कर रहे हो और हमारे बारे में क्यों नहीं बात कर रहे? अरे भाई तुम्हारी बात है ही नहीं ना. Like, this is about the kids. This is about the future of an entire generation. Like, they made it about themselves, which is so annoying, right? I was like, bro, Q, why you need to do this now? But it's okay. They have their thing. Very many people were salty, it seems. Will they support? I hope they do it next week. Now that they have seen this pilot in action, I feel a lot more parties and organizations are going to like sort of flock towards this organically. And they might come without banners. They might come send their cadre. They might do a lot of things because, again, spoke to a few people and their cadres were on standby right now. Okay, so understand why. Because they were also waiting and watching kitne log aate hai. What do they stand for? What is happening exactly? Because everybody was confused, including the CJP team. Everybody was confused. And I think there is a little more clarity now. Going into next week, I think there is a tiny bit more clarity. Again, as I said, organization is very important. Now, those are the things that need to be figured out by sitting, by talking about these things, etc. But yeah, I'm going to be there for the next protest also on Saturday. I think it's worthwhile. Filter Copy, hello, thank you for the 25 months. If you were organizing the protest next week, how would you organize? How would you manage the crowds, no gunneering, first aid, activity, engagement, press, communications, other logistics? I love to think this as an event planning problem. Exactly. I love this. Filter Copy, I mean, there are a lot of thoughts. I already gave you some about organization and how to do it. But there is also something to be said about that foundation, right? I think that needs to be built, right? Ki what do you stand for? Aapka ideology kya hai? Demands kya hai? See, the Dharmendra Pradhan resign, right, is a legitimate demand according to me. It's a legitimate demand. Will it make any difference? Probably not. That's also true. Not gonna lie. But also it would be a symbolic victory. It will be symbolic. It would mean that the government actually cares. It means that the government cares enough to hold their own minister accountable for the paper leaks and everything, right? If Dharmendra Pradhan gets sidelined, which I think might happen, I'm predicting this, that in another 10 days, one way or another, I think he's going to get a little sidelined, right? That is also a victory, right? Because then it means that you can put pressure on the government. Now, think of it. It's like a war of the wills, okay? There is this authoritarian megalomaniac government who is like, धाड़ 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 धाड़, like सामने जा रहा है, आगे जा रहा है, आगे जा रहा है, आगे जा रहा है, doesn't listen to anyone. Even if someone comes in the way, they will udao them and then just keep going आगे, keep going आगे, keep going आगे. Now there are a bunch of people around them who are like, oh bhai, slow down, what are you doing, you are killing people on the way, what are you doing, stop your triple engine sarkar, double engine sarkar, whatever the fuck you are running, just stop, pause, listen to us, what are you doing? If this train stops, even for a second, to sideline Dharmendra Pradhan, imagine what it will do to people. People will be like, wait, that train rocked me. For a bit, for like 5 seconds, they listened to us. For 5 seconds, they have heard us. And then the train can leave again, but then people were like, अच्छा, अगर ये काम किया, so what else can we do now? What else can we do? Can we protest better? Can we do a better thing? Interesting, right? So that is one side and this is one side. Now, does the government give up? Because it would mean that the people get control. But do the people give up? Which would mean the government gets control. And till now, for 12 years, this side has had all the control. अब ये नहीं हो रहा है इनसे, हो ही नहीं रहा है, मतलब they are trying very hard, but they know, deep down inside they know that okay, I think it is time to slow down a little bit, because I think they will also get tired after a point. I'll tell you about the crazy Hindutva elements we met also. Let me answer these questions first. I don't think organizing needs to be formal CJP. That's the beauty. It can be anybody identifies a cockroach and still be under the same umbrella. Yes, see, but the message should be the same. See, it doesn't mean that, oh, CJP will be the one giving you money to stand on a street corner and protest. No, organization doesn't mean that. Organization means that you decide what is the message we are trying to give out as a collective, as a swarm, and then let the nodal points take that message forward. That is what a movement is, right? Clear-cut demands, clear-cut ideology, clear-cut asks, and then people in other places and cities pick it up and do the same thing. So that's what I was talking about. Are you leaving a door open to rejoining CJP's committee? Should Abhijit make it on-ground real thing as you have been pushing for? Augustus, I'm not sure. Again, I can offer outside support also. I'm happy to do that, right? Because, see, I have my own platform. I can always give suggestions here if somebody listens or whatever. But I have been in touch with the CJP people now. Some of them are my friends, honestly. So I have been talking to them and I have offered my help in whatever way I can. Some people are saying, how do they have 22 million followers on Instagram and yet not all of them were present on the ground? वो चोमू लोग हैं ना, skinwalker, like चोमू लोग हैं, सोचते तो है नहीं. How do they expect 22 million people to come on the ground? It was a big deal that even 2,000-3,000 people came on the ground, honestly, for me at least. It is proof of concept. Government doesn't know what to do with cockroaches. It is easy to malign other groups. It is very difficult to call 17, 18-year-old students anti-national. Exactly. You know, it is also, see, again, as I said, right, it is a new umbrella. It is a new mask that they have to fight, a new identity, and they have no idea how to do it. Because abhi tak to Hindu, Muslim, whatever. Again, think about the cockroach, the term again, guys. It is a new term. You can define it yourself. What does a cockroach mean? But if you are labeled a Hindu, a Muslim, a Congressy, a Liberandu, a Bhakt, और क्या? Anti-national, urban Naxal, la. It all comes with baggage. You've already been defined. But ये mask पहन लो cockroach का. Now you get to define yourself. What is a cockroach? They don't get to define it, no? You do. The cockroach does. The swarm does. That is important. You're taking the power of defining something away from them and you are putting it on your own shoulder and saying कि मैं खुद की identity बताएगा. I cockroach. That's what is happening and that is what they're scared of. That is exactly what they're scared of. Or be थोड़ी सवाल. Please wake up. It is carrot and stick thing. Okay, I am up. Karthik, what about you? I'm very awake right now. You guys shall urge for boycotting biased media, especially Godi media. Again, you guys, matlab, I have been doing that. I have urged people to boycott Godi media yesterday, and it worked wonderfully. By the way, I don't know who was there yesterday. Is there anyone from the protest who is here right now? Please say hi. Because I met a few Nerd Army people also from our community. They had come and I am so glad because we were able to confront a Sudarshan TV guy and some Hindutva people. उसके बारे में भी बात करते हैं. It was also another strange thing was that I was half expecting, not half, 80% expecting कि ये लोग आएंगे, राडा करेंगे, they will beat up a few people, which includes kids and probably their parents because these are inhuman fucks anyway. They don't give a shit. And administration will give full support. That is what they have done for all other protests. Why didn't they do it here? It's almost a toolkit, right, for the BJP. Why didn't they do it here? It's a big question I also had. Because I had gone with full preparation, okay? Like, I had sent my location to my partner. I said goodbye in the morning saying ki, listen, either I come home and we cook dinner again and chill together and watch a Chinese drama, or you will have to come to police station to bail me out, or you will have to come somewhere in like Haryana, 3 ghanta away to pick me up or something. I don't know. Get a driver. I don't know. I was prepared, boss. Like I was like कि देखो उठाएंगे तो किसको उठाएंगे? Known faces, right? उठाएंगे, example बनाएंगे, जो भी करेंगे. Full preparation. I went there and I was like very vigilant. So first thing I did वहाँ पे, and I put out a reel in the morning. I don't know if you saw it because at that point, me, Dr. Medusa, Satvik, a bunch of other people who were with me were going in with caution. We were like, what if this happens? What do we do then? So I was calling up people I know in the Delhi police. I was calling up people I know in the bureaucracy. I was calling up anybody and everybody I could, asking them, ki, listen, can you please help us make escape routes? That was my singular agenda going in, okay? 2 things. One is protect the kids from getting beaten up. And second is find exit routes. So first thing I did was I went there and we scouted around Jantar Mantar कि कहाँ से अगर कचरा हो गया तो कहाँ से निकल सकते, कहाँ से कट सकते. Then we were like, oh, let's communicate it to people. So we were trying to do that also. I did that reel. A lot of people said कि thank you for doing that reel. They also were doing the same thing. And then we did see some unruly elements coming there to do exactly what I was afraid of. But the Delhi police didn't let them go in. I was like, what is happening? They were all outside. I told you, right? 3 barricade layers. And they had crossed only 1 barricade layer. And they were all outside. Udhar bahar kuch to bawal chal raha tha. Right? Because unko andar koi bawal karne hi nahi de raha tha. I think that is what happened also. Caste community background, we stand together. अच्छा, spam मत कर please. There were a few people वहाँ पे. मैंने अभी पूछा था, रुक जाओ, कौन-कौन था वहाँ पे? Non-biological was there. Akriti was there. Lovely. Guys, you understand what I say, right? Couldn't CJP acknowledge opposition's protest also? Why? I mean, it's their banner now. Shouldn't the opposition acknowledge the CJP protest also? Novel idea. CFBR, thank you so much. Brother, I feel the RSS is supporting this protest for the fall of Modi. Interesting theory. I also thought of this a lot because they gave a statement saying, oh, no democratic protest hone chahiye. I was like, what's up, RSS? What is going on? RSS, you have to understand, is a organization that thinks in 50 years, 100 years. They have a larger civilizational project they want to do. It's a hydra. Okay, they keep trying to stuff their agenda into whatever political vehicle they can find. For the last 12 years, they have found a good vehicle in the BJP, which is the modified BJP. Modified. Now I think they also realize कि I think इसका time खत्म हो रहा है. I think the petrol is ending. I think the petrol is very expensive also. I think this car is going to stop soon. Then once it stops, a mob will come and like चिथड़े हो जाएंगे वो कार के. Like they'll take the doors and wipers and whatever and driver भाग जाएगा. No, I think they see it. RSS is not stupid. They understand ground movements. I think when it was a virtual thing, they were fine. They were like, हाँ होने दो जो हो रहा है, right? But when it started coming on the ground, no, I think they were like, now this is interesting. Also, I'm pretty sure the reports must have gone back to the RSS from the yesterday's protest, and people must have said, yeah, this can become a thing. This can actually become a thing. Like, I'm feeling it. I'm pretty sure there were like proper RSS people in the crowd also. They must be also like reporting back to their high command and saying, yeah, so ये चल सकता है, ये चल सकता है. Vijayta Dahiya, Saurav are typical upper caste Brahman hater. I support the resignation call for Pradhan, but the student issues has been hijacked by old traditional BJP haters. Asur, here's the thing. What is more important for you? You tell me. The education system, paper leaks fix karna hai, Dharmendra Pradhan is incompetent and must be removed. An entire generation is losing their future. Are these four things important to you? Or these three names? Pick. ये तू चूज करेगा, तेरा क्या बिगड़ेगा, तेरा क्या फायदा होगा, मुझे बताओ. If you, let's say, ठीक है, I agree with you. All these three people, all the faces are compromised. कोई आम आदमी पार्टी का सपोर्ट है, कोई ये है, वो है. I give you that. चलो, agreed. Why is that important? And these four things more important? Shouldn't you be talking about this more? Because see, again, you can choose to see however you want to see it. I feel like CJP is a great brand to assemble under and express solidarity and talk about issues. It is a pressure group. Now, do you make that pressure group your own or do you complain about who is running it? What is their connection? किधर जा रहा है? क्या connection है? किधर से क्या हो रहा है? काय को waste कर रहे हो time? अभी time आ गया है ना? प्लेटफॉर्म मिल रहा है ना तुमको? अभी तक तो कंप्लेन कर रहे थे कि वो गोदी मीडिया कवर नहीं करता, ये नहीं होता, वो नहीं होता. अब करो. It's your brand, bro. You make it your own. No, forget these four people. Forget the faces. Forget me also. तू करना. तू भी कॉकरोच है ना? The system has turned you into a cockroach anyway. तू भी है कॉकरोच. तुझे पता नहीं है, but तू है. सही में. You don't know, but you are cockroach. I will complain about who is running about it. You are being dumb about it. You are literally repeating IAC 2.0. No, Dragoons. This is AIB. I compare this to AIB. All India Bakchod. Remember that? Yeah. It started as satire, became like a way for people to vent their frustration. I think it was just a small group of people doing it. I was a part of the Save the Internet movement with them, okay? And it was amazing to see how organically we were able to sort of put pressure on the try. to do the right thing and save the internet. I don't know how old you are. I don't think you remember this, but yes, your boy was instrumental in saving the internet that you see right now. There was a time when Mark Zuckerberg was coming to India in 2017 and trying to create a special internet for himself so that you go into that internet and you never come out. तुमको ये larger internet दिखाई नहीं देता. And Trav was like, okay. Telecom minister was like, हाँ, आ जाओ, of course. But yes, your boy and a bunch of other people, including AIB, Nikhil Pawa, Apar Gupta, all these people, we came together and we used the Save the Internet brand to basically save the internet. I compare it to that. I don't compare it to IAC or whatever. IAC नहीं होने वाला इसका. वो time चला गया, friends. वो time सही में चला गया. Now there is a new... See, the world has changed. You know that, right? Or do you think it's static? If you think it's static, then you will compare it to IAC. Now this is a new beast. This is a new beast. You need to think about it very differently. That is what I believe, at least. Calling for Sonam Wangchuk as education minister is the second best thing happened yesterday. The first still was mocking about our poisonous Godi media. Oh, the Godi media thing was very funny. I think non-biological was there to see it. It was so funny. The Z News reporter who came, Godi media infiltrated the crowd and tried to they were not showing the usual mics that they carry, okay? There were no tags because people outside near the gate, they were being super vigilant. There were two gates in Jantar Mantar. There was a group here, there was a group here. Every time they saw a Godi media person, they started screaming at them. Nikal yahan se! Andar nahi aana, nikal yahan se! And it was a tiny entrance, right? Thanks, Delhi police. So they couldn't come in. So then later, what they did is they sent some non-famous faces with mics inside to basically take like bites, and then of course they were going to twist it later. Damn funny to watch. Huh? Then when they started asking questions, they were like, people were like, "Tu hai kidhar se be? Bata, where are you from? What news channel are you from?" And then one guy made the mistake of saying that he's from Z News. Oh my God, they lost their shit. It's like there was this crowd of people around them who were like, Godi media aa gaya. And they're like, nikalo isko, nikalo isko. They were not beating them up, but they were like, nikalo, chillao, Godi media, Godi media, Godi media. So he was trying to take a bite, and this guy was just like going, uske mic mein jaake, Godi media, Godi media, Godi media. Inse baat mat karo, Godi media. Like, love to see it. Love to see it. यही हाल बाकियों का भी हो रहा था, and which makes a lot of sense, honestly. It's like, oh fuck, so funny. I was so laughing so hard after watching that. अच्छा, सुपर चैट ले लेते हैं, फिर मैं ना इसको मेंबर्स ओनली करने वाला हूँ. ओके, देन आई विल मेक इट मेंबर्स ओनली, एंड then I will talk to my members after this, okay? This is all you get for General Janta. If you want to see more of this, please become members till I do this. Because I need to like have some chat about my plans next week, etc. as well, which I can't do with you. I'll do it with my members. I hope to see more protests, better organization structure, and streamline. Mission comes as a byproduct. Yeah. Actually, you know what? This one, I really like this. I think we should think about this. Maybe next week, let's do this as a project, which is like we're thinking about how to organize a protest or how to organize CJP or how to make sure that this happens and that happens. Like, देखो, जिसको बोलना है IAC है, whatever, not welcome. It's okay. तुम लोग सोचते रहो. You go in your whatever hole and you think about these things. But if you are interested in actually turning this into something, or actually thinking about how this can become something which is a vehicle for dissent, which is a challenge to the current government and the administration, this arrogant administration, then you are more than welcome to join my streams. But if you are going to go into like conspiracy theory territory, यो ये IAC है, ओ ये वो सपोर्टेड है, वो फंडिंग कहाँ से आ रहा है, प्लीज दिस इज नॉट द चैनल फॉर यू. आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू आंसर एनी ऑफ दोज क्वेश्चंस नाउ. मैंने जो बोलना था मैंने बोल दिया. काम की बात करनी है तो आना प्लीज. I hope one day this country can get as good as EU. Yeah. A huge contingent of CJP supporters are saying that they will revoke support for CJP if INC shows support, that it will spoil the clean image. Okay, sure. जाने दो उनको. What do you think about Keshav Bedi's criticism as this CJP phenomenon being top down, not bottoms up? Like too arbitrary and they unilaterally decided spokesperson and there wasn't any female representation. I agree with that criticism. I do agree with that criticism. I have been making that criticism also myself. I made the criticism there on the ground. वहाँ पे भी मैं बात कर रहा था लोगों से इसके ही बारे में exactly कि there needs to be more female representation, there needs to be more DBA representation, there needs to be more LGBTQ representation also, and also the unilateralness of this. Another thing is it shouldn't devolve into hero worship. I found it super cringy when people were referring to Abhijit as CJP President Abhijit Dipke Ji. I was doing it in a funny way on the day one, okay? I was thinking it's satire back then. I was like, ha, CJP President Abhijit Adaraniya Abhijit Dipke Ji. They made it real. Like people, like even spokespersons were using this language. I don't agree with that. Bad sign, bad sign. And I'll continue to criticize it. I am a good faith critic. Think of me as a good faith critic because I genuinely want this to succeed. So I'm going to say what I want. I do agree with this criticism a lot, by the way. I've been talking about this with Medusa and everybody else, and I feel like I have been able to tell them again, the committee, etc. वो सोचेंगे इसके बारे में. They are taking it seriously. They are. I know they are. I don't think he will resign as BJP. He will think it will embolden CJP. Also, they are shameless. हाँ वो भी है. मैंने बोला ना ट्रेन रोकना पड़ेगा. CFBR, okay, CFBR हो गया. Wait, गायब क्यों हो गया ये? हाँ, CFBR, thank you. 5 memberships have been gifted. Basic support to आ जाओ. See, some people do want to listen to other things that I have to say. चलिए, guys, general janta, general nerds, I am going to now turn this into members only. Big thank you for being here. I hope some of your questions were answered. Until next time. Okay, members only starts now. ये क्या है? कैसे करते हैं? Oh, start in 5 minutes. Start in 1 minute. Schedule. Bro, ये क्या मस्त फीचर है रे? 1 मिनट के लिए बोल देते. पूछो 1 मिनट में क्या क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हो? जल्दी क्वेश्चन ask. BJP does not fire people. It proves Modi ji was wrong. Okay. Say what you want to say. Say. BJP does. ये तो हो गया. What do you think about the how insecure Congress and pro Rahul Gandhi journalist fan base are when it comes to CJP? They can't connect with us youth and they only want Rahul ji to lead the opposition. It is funny, not sad. I will talk about this in the members only. I have many thoughts about Congress which I'm going to express in the members only thing. I was being polite. बिकॉज ये कांग्रेस वाले ना मेरे भी पीछे पड़ जाते हैं. वो क्लिप विप करके चोमुगिरी करते हैं. सो फ्रैंक ओपिनियन आई विल गिव इन मेंबर्स ओनली. वाई लाइफ हाउ कैन लिविंग गॉड बी रॉन्ग? अरे खत्म.